I absolutely found another issue exists in chat with your data apps that use retrieval augmented generation, or better to say, RAG. You just had your coffee, right? Yes? Yeah, I can guess so. You're over caffeinated again. Okay, what is your discovered shortcoming with RAG implementation? Well, sometimes you ask questions that the answer of those needs a holistic understanding of the context of your data. And just bringing just relevant chunk of data to the prompt is not enough to answer those questions.
True.
Let's say you have indexed Harry Potter book series and then you want to ask how Harry Potter book series explored the concept of power through different characters. You cannot just bring relevant chunks of books to the prompt to answer those questions. You need a bigger picture of the context of the data. That doesn't work with the current RAG implementation. Well, there's a solution for it which is called Raptor.
Okay.
Raptor is a new retrieval technique that recursively embed, chunk, cluster, and summarize your data recursively over and over again, and use a tree-based retrieval approach which considerably improve your RAG performance, and also good for those specific holistic type of questions. What? I have nothing to say. That was the end of our script. You didn't write any dialogue for me. You forgot our dialogue again. You can just go ahead and show them the demo. We have to maybe record again. You know what? Let's go!
Before we start, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you will get notified for the next video. Thank you. Alright, let's get into Raptor, or better to say, recursive abstractive processing for tree organized retrieval. Well, as you can guess from the name, yes, that's a new retrieval method we're gonna discuss about. But before we talk about how Raptor retrieve your data when you chat with your data, let's talk about the challenge that we are going to potentially resolve through leveraging Raptor. Well, if you know now how you can chat with your data using LLM or through RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, we are talking about how we can better retrieve our knowledge to prompt to ask our questions about our own data that LLMs don't have any idea about our own data because they have not been trained on our private data. So RAG is a technique that we can connect our own data to large language models. If you don't know how you chat with your data or what is RAG, I have already created a video about it, so make sure you watch that first, and I'll add that video to the top right of the screen, okay? So I assume you already know what is RAG and how you typically retrieve your knowledge through chunk of data to the prompt to answer your question or chat with your data. But what's the challenge with these typical retrieval approaches we have with RAG? I would like to start to answer that question with referring to the paper published about Raptor. As they mentioned, sometimes you are chatting with your long tail knowledge. What does that mean? Sometimes you are going to ask some questions and the answer of those questions need a holistic understanding of your overall document context, not just specific chunks. Like the example we made in the intro of the video, if you have a long book, long PDF files, a series of, let's say, Harry Potter books as an example again, and you're going to ask some questions like how the concept of power is described in different characters in Harry Potter series, I cannot just bring relevant chunks to the prompt to answer the question. So the LLM should know the overall document and some details as well. That means the typical retrieval approach we have is just chunking and bringing the chunks is not enough, and we might fail to answer those questions. And this is the challenge that Raptor is going to address through a new retrieval method, which is a tree organized method we're going to discuss about, and we will see implementation of that shortly. And they are saying that they have benchmarked over some specific data and they could increase the retrieval accuracy up to even 20% more. Okay, so let's see how Raptor addressed that challenge. This is typically what Raptor does. Let me open up this picture. There you go. As you can see from the picture, well, I'll explain that what's going on here, but honestly the implementation is not really hard or complex, but the idea is pretty smart. So this is what's happening here. Just follow my pointer. You can see number 1 to 5. Let's assume these are your chunks of data. These are different chunks of different parts of Harry Potter book series, your own data, whatever. And what Raptor will do, Raptor will start to cluster these chunks of text. Let's say chunk number 3 and chunk number 5, they talk about a similar topic, so we cluster them together. And I'm gonna talk about that, how Raptor is clustering. And number 1, 4 and 5, they look also similar. So 1, 4, 5 is on under one cluster. 2 and 3 are under one cluster. So now you can see out of 5 chunks, Raptor has created automatically 3 clustered components for me. And then by using an LLM, let's say GPT 3.5 or GPT 4 on backend, it will start to summarize each cluster. For example, it's gonna tell cluster number 1, which include chunks 3 and 5, they talk about topic A. So this is my 6th node, 7th node, 8th node. So, and then it will start to do the same thing. Now you can consider these summaries are your chunk, your new chunk, and it will start to cluster again, summarize them again. So this process of 1, 2, 3 recursively happening again and again until you see that you can no longer cluster these together. For example, 6, 7, and 8, they are different clustered by themselves. I cannot put them under one cluster. That means we have really reached to the highest level of context that we could gain from our documents. And then with having this formation of documents or chunks of documents that we have, now we're gonna talk about, okay, how Raptor retrieve these chunks when we ask questions to answer our questions when we chat with our own data. So let me show you that. Here's a published paper, and by the way, I told you I'm gonna mention how they cluster your data, the chunks. They're using GMM or Gaussian mixture models. That's a pretty flexible model for clustering because it won't ask you necessarily how many clusters you want to have. It will sort of dynamically decide for, which is a great approach, I believe. And going all the way back, how Raptor retrieve your knowledge, here it is. There are 2 approaches that you can retrieve your knowledge through Raptor: 3 traversal retrieval or collapse tree retrieval. So let's start with number 1, A, how 3 traversal retrieval work. When we have this tree structure that I told you how we do that, chunking, clustering, summarizing, chunking, clustering, summarizing again and again. So each of these chunking, clustering, chunking is a layer, right? So when we say I want to retrieve top 3 or top 3 documents from my chunks, that means I'm going to select 3 chunks of my data from the overall documents that I'm going to retrieve to the prompt, right? So if I say, for example, go through 3 traversal retrieval, it is going to select 3 documents out of each layer. For example, here the number 3 was number 1, so it has been asked that give me the top 1 document. So out of each layer, it is selecting 1 document, the next layer 1 document, third layer 1 document. And it is using cosine similarity to also check out of these 3 which one is the most similar one or relevant to the question that the user asked. So let's say second one, here second one, here third one, and then I have 3 because I had 3 layers, and each I selected top 1, and then I give these retrieve context to the large language model to answer the question. But if you go with collapse tree retrieval, it doesn't care about this tree structure anymore. It flattens all of them. And when I say, for example, give me top 3, it will go ahead and select the most relevant chunk up to the top number that I have selected and retrieve it to me, give it to the query, and answer the question. Now you might say, okay, which one is better? I don't know which one I need to choose. Well, actually, they did a benchmark and they said that the majority of the time, and regardless of the context of the length of the context, collapse tree works better because it will give the flexibility for the solution to choose the top nodes, relevant nodes based on the question. That can be a summary of multiple nodes or one single chunk or a cluster of multiple chunks gathered under one node, because as you remember, we are doing this clustering stuff. So maybe if I choose number 6, that means I'm including some data from chunks 3 and 5. So this is one selection, but underneath I have detailed information. So that's why you're giving the higher level of context of knowledge to the prompt, and I think that's pretty brilliant. Okay, so now we have understanding of how Raptor works in general, and you can of course read the paper. They have more information about, they have benchmarked this solution over multiple different data sets. You can check them out. They have done benchmark with other retrieval approaches. Check out the results. But here's a quick implementation on how you can do that on your side. And I will add this code reference link to Discord channel. And if you want to go to the Discord channel, below this video there's a description part, and on the description I have added the Discord channel link. Click on Discord channel. When you join the Discord channel, there's a reference section. Click on references. You will see the link of all these codes relevant to this video and even all previous videos I have recorded. Okay, so what you're gonna do to start, first you need to install a couple of packages you need added in the notebook and the reference. So these are it's developed by Llama Index, that's why you'll see that you need to have that installed. And then from Llama Index I'm importing Raptor pack. What I'm gonna do, I wanna chat with my own data. I don't have any specific data, so this example is using the PDF of the paper, the same PDF file open to. Let's say it is my data and I'm gonna chat with it, assuming so. So this code snippet, just download the paper, and of course it needs LLM, so make sure you add your OpenAI key. I added mine and removed it after for recording this video. And well, this is important just in case if you want to run asynchronous loop of events in Python, especially when you run a Jupyter notebook or a notebook here. And by the way, I'm using Google Colab. It doesn't mean you have to use Google Colab. You can use any Python environment that you have. And then just simply using Llama Index, I am loading that PDF file or later on your data, any data you have, through Llama Index. And then I want to create a vector database out of it, right? So you can use your own vector database, but here this is a demo notebook. They're using an open source vector database called ChromaDB. So they're creating that in the local directory of the place that I'm running this. And then we are creating a collection out of this vector database to call it Raptor. And then now we have assigned our vector store here. So now because we have imported Raptor pack, I can call it to start creating that tree-based retrieval formation we discussed about. This is my documents I imported on the top. I'm going to generate embeddings using text embedding. Well, you can certainly change the model if you want, but this is the model was there in the demo. I didn't change it. And the model that I'm going to use for generating summaries of those cluster chunks, I'm using GPT 3.5. And I'm going to say that this is the vector store I'm going to use for this retrieval. And remember top K, I mentioned that the value that we're gonna say what gonna be the number of chunks are you gonna select on each layer if you go with tree retrieval approach, or if you want to go with collapse approach, this is the total number of chunks you are going to retrieve. And here we have decided the mode to be collapsed. And that's it. This is a chunk size and overlap in case you don't want to miss any information. And this is sort of the structure of my tree. So it's starting from the root layer, I have 11 clusters generated out of my chunks. And then the next layer, I think I just have one cluster or two cluster. Yeah, one cluster. So this can go recursively. And as you can see, recursively, I reached to 2 layers. Well, with considering 0, it is still 3 layers actually in my tree-based knowledge that we discussed about, which is this one. Okay, now this is the time to ask a question, not getting the answer, to just see if we can retrieve relevant chunks or not. So let's say, what is baseline Raptor? What baseline is Raptor compared against? This is a question from PDF, and the mode is collapse. And you can see that from node number 2, there were some selected chunks that brought to the prompt. If I go with tree traversal, this is how you need to change the mode. I talked about the difference of these modes in the paper, but it's also telling me, okay, how this approach, I mentioned you under each layer, it will select 2 chunks because the top K value was 2. And that's why I have now more chunks of data coming in. But when you want to answer user question, not just see the retrieve knowledge, you have to create a retrieval with saying that, again, this is my embedding to embed the question because I'm backend gonna do cosine similarity. Again, top K, where is your vector database? And again, the mode, which is now this time tree. And with defining that as a query engine, I'm just going to type my question here. Again, the same one, what baseline was Raptor compared against? And it's gonna tell me directly the answer, which is out of these retrieve chunks that the user won't see them. All right, that was a quick overview of recent no idea on how you can better retrieve your knowledge when you create your own RAG, when you chat with your data, especially for the questions that need a high level holistic understanding of the context of the data, that your current simple RAG implementation might fail. And I think that worth to take a look, implement, and check it out to see how it performs in your own use case. I haven't tried this in a higher scale, but based on the benchmark they have showcased and based on the concept we're talking about, it seems to be very promising. So give it a try. Let me know what you think about it, and write down in comments what you think about it. If you have any, if you see any pros and cons, and in general, if you have anything to add as a feedback, I would love to read, and the community will appreciate as well. And if you like the video, please make sure you click on like icon. Thank you so much.
By helping others, you are paying the rent for the room that you have here on earth. Dream big, my friends, believe in yourself and take action. Till next video, take care.